Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to thank Representative Green for amending the bill, and I just wanted to say that I appreciate you working with us on that. And that was just my only comment, taking out the should have known language there. Thank you.
Okay, Representative Pace.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Green, I appreciate too your willingness to try to make this something we can all live with. You said in this amendment that we did yesterday on the floor, it was on page 2. I can't find that. I think it's on page 3, but I have a question. Can you tell me what line? Is that page 3, line 14?
I'm referring to the amendment here, and Representative Pace will be glad to show you that amendment.
Okay. I have a question with the way you got an extra light on for Mr. Chairman. Okay, page 2, line 14. Well, I'll have to look at the original. It doesn't matter at this point because it's engrossed, but I believe it should be page 3, line 14. But the way this reads on page 3, line 14, if you're successful at this point, would you agree to clean that language up a little bit in the Senate? No state agency may enter into or renew a public contract services with the contractor. That's not just exactly right. For me.
Representative Pace, as I've stated to anyone on this committee or any interested party, throughout this process, I am agreeable to listen to anything that makes this a better bill, but at the same time does not dilute the intent of this bill.
Well, I think your intent is noble, and like I said, I appreciate you being able to take that. We had so much heartburn out. So anyway, if you'll just look at that, line 14 and 15.
I'll be glad to. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Representative Gaskell.
This makes me wonder, what about illegal do we not understand? Is it the I or the L? Illegal is illegal. My grandfather, Britt McGee, came here from Ireland in the early 1900s. His 3 grandsons, me and my 2 brothers, walked through the sands of the South Pacific and the Yalu River in Korea to make this nation free. And there's blood on the ground, and it's hallowed, and it's ours. If you come here legal, fine. If you don't, send you back. Let's not have transubstantiation here and substitute wine and wafers for blood and flesh. Thank you.
Wow, that was cool.
Don't you agree?
Gaskell, right?
Representative Burris.
Don't you agree?
Yes, Representative
How
Gaskell.
about we get around to that?
Gaskell.
Representative Burris, you recognize. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to make a motion to limit debate to 5 minutes on each side.
Cool.
Proper motion, non-debatable. The motion is limit debate to 5 minutes per side. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Kim, if you would prepare the timers.
Embarrass themselves.
See, I have no one else on the committee on the list. We will go to those for and against. Anyone in the audience wish to speak for or against this bill? Yes, ma'am. Ms. Clark, to speak against the bill, please state your name for the record who you're with and your recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Rita Sklar, Executive Director of the ACLU.
Our hero.
And I want to, first of all, go on record saying the ACLU does not have a position on immigration at all. We are not for the right of people who enter the country illegally to have the right to work. That's not on our table. It's not an issue for us at all. What is an issue, and I know you all have a copy of this fact sheet, is the method that is being proposed here for verifying work eligibility. This is a pilot program that the federal government is trying to encourage states to participate in as an experiment. And as you can see, there have been several reports on it, one of them being a U.S. Chamber of Commerce report that finds that it incorrectly identifies employment authorized individuals, including citizens. Remember, everybody would have to be in this in order to find out who's work eligible and who isn't. So it's another giant database.
Oh, no.
that is created by a combination of Social Security Administration information and Homeland Security information.
So,
And so we'd all be in there and hope that the data is entered properly. Well, they have found a 20% error rate already.
the chair.
As required, and then as required by Congress, there have been 2 independent entities who issued a report, and they found that it is not ready for larger scale implementation at this time, has several critical problems. And again, since the 2002 report, both the General Accounting Office and the Department of Homeland Security have issued reports that support this finding, that it contains inaccurate and outdated information. And I know you can read for yourself, but I'm going to read this quote. Existing weaknesses in the program, such as the inability of the program to detect identity fraud, delays in entering data into DHS databases, and some employer non-compliance with pilot program requirements, could become more significant, and additional resources could be needed if employer participation in the program greatly increased or was made mandatory, which this bill proposes for the state. Now, none of us like the idea of a citizen being denied a job because somebody in data entry makes that person, entered the wrong digit in the Social Security number and mix them up with the gal pace immigrant who does not have a work visa, who is merely traveling through the country. So that is, I think, a serious problem that I don't think anybody wants to encounter. If that were the case, it would also expose the employer to liability. If someone was denied a job because of data error, yes, 60 days, okay, but I don't know. I mean, we all know about trying to work with federal government and whether you can correct information in a giant bureaucratic database, it would seem pretty hard to me. If also an employer has to go through this process and they know that there are going to be errors and problems, I think they'll be less likely to hire, Jose Gonzalez.
Ms. Clark, you have about a minute left.
Okay, because he may not be in the database, and this Jose may be work eligible and will sue for discrimination. So it puts employers at risk for this kind of liability. And that's all I have to say at this time.
Okay, I'm going to suspend the time for a moment just so I can explain something to the committee. I have 2 members who want to ask questions of Ms. Clark, and those questions do count against the time for and against. Okay, so there's about 43 seconds left for the opponents of the bill to speak, just so you know that the questions do count against that time. So Ms. Clark, if you're willing to accept questions, at this time, I will start on the list. I got you. Okay, what's your motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we extend debate 2 minutes on the side because I think we've opened up a couple of new issues that may need just a little bit of government.
Okay, that's the proper motion, non-debatable. The motion is to extend debate, an additional 2 minutes per side. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no? No. Noes have it. Okay, Representative Green, you're first on the list.
Yes.
Good morning. You referred to the pilot program in your remarks. Are you aware the pilot program does not require employers to participate? Let me go further. Just tell you that it isn't. The pilot program is voluntary. The only thing that contractors or employers are required to do by current law is to fill out the I-9 or the I-9 form to submit them to the Social Security Administration.
Which everybody has.
Social Security Administration then notifies the employer and the employee if there's a problem. But the program that you